So our start with the orientation. Our subject is C416, and hope you can see the writing on the wall. So we start with our lab time. So every Wednesday, supposed to be we have our lab time today, but we still don't have a topic to exercise. So I intended it to uh, use it for our starting lecture, and also as we are still yet energetic from the break, then we might as well extract a little bit of it. So I intend to have a online class today, and then on Friday we'll have a 4 hours lecture. But this is not the norm. It's only for start, and as we progress, so we try not to be like this week. But I want to finish singly reinforce for this week so that every week we can finish topics, one topic at a time. Then your lab time every Wednesday will be a solving exercise. So for these subjects, for this subject, we don't have apparatus, we don't have materials to perform in the laboratory, and we don't have also machines to perform advanced concrete testing. So in a way, you already finish your materials testing, so you know how to test the steel, the concrete, you know how to mix it. So our lab time will be purely solving exercise. And then number two, of course, it is lab time, so it's open everything. So this is the uh, you are giving also the opportunity in the presence of your instructor to solve problems. I'll be given everything. If, even if you forgot something, you go home and get that something. It's okay, but maybe when you come back, it's already 2 hours finished already. So, but what do I mean by that is it is really open, freely everything. The only thing I don't want is a noisy environment. So during our lab time, I want it to be silent. You can ask your seatmates. So you can ask your seatmates. So hinay lang. So ganito, ano, no problem because this is the time, I love time. This is a time of learning. But of course, we don't just rely on this 2 hours a week to learn something or to learn the subject. You cannot do that. You will not pass the subject by just relying the 2 hours a week solving. So okay, and then after you solve, if you want, you have a note for lab time and everything. so there's so that you need to get a piece of paper. So when I solved in my work, I have a notes. So when I do something, I put in the notes so that I don't need to everything and to be reminded later on for that. So, yan, pwede direction this mo the road o significant sa so the as ano so I have to write here. So, wala. Uh, limot ako sa kung kung variety. design criteria, on all these things. And then you have the detailed calculation of beams, detailed calculation of the columns, the slabs. So don't worry, I'll be teaching you how to do this. Okay, and then 1 week before the final exam, so if your final exam is May, say May 20, so 1 week before that schedule will be your due. Okay, and then the architectural drawing and the structural drawings will be put in the appendix. Okay, and then hard copy A4 back to back. So if you don't follow it, so you still you don't get it. So you have to follow. So it should be ring bind. So listen kayo magbasa ng, you know, ring bind, I can free my hand. Pag dili ring bind, imo pang birahon, suduan imo kakamot, naghawid sa document. So how can you work with that? Pag ring bind, free. Free ang imong hand. And then aside from the hard copy, uh, soft copy also. You submit the PDF. So kung unsa imong hard copy, mausa na imong soft copy in the PDF. And usually this is big files kasi na yung mga scan, mga attachment na drawing. So you submit in a CD. Okay? And then syllabus, I will post it. So to explain to you to that because our lecture will tell you what is the syllabus rather than the syllabus will tell us what is the lecture. So I will send it to you. I will on copy. I'll post this to Google Classroom. So from time to time, you check your Google Classroom. Okay. So before we proceed with our lecture, we start with the introduction of concrete. So, do you have any question? Question? Do you have any? Wala. No question. Basig wala na mo diya. Say no if you don't have any question. Hello.
No, sir.
Oh, class, it's very hard to talk to picture. Okay, so let us proceed with our introduction. Ah, I don't like this. So let us have a introduction for the concrete before we move on. So we know that from our materials testing that concrete composed of sand, gravel, crushed rock, and other additives. So sometimes we add mixture. So if you want the concrete to harden faster, so we put hardening admixture. But if you want to slow the process, then we put a retardant. So these are parts also of materials to be put on concrete mixture to form a concrete. So concrete has a high compressive strength and a very poor tensile strength. So if you want to use concrete in your as a structural material, so it's not effective because concrete is high in compressive. Yes, we have to be reminded that our structural engineering is nothing but the moment you have the shear and you have the axial. Okay, compression. So concrete is not usable. For the shear also, if you subject the concrete materials to shear, shear will crack, and concrete cannot resist the crack because it's very low on tensile strength. And also with the axial force, so if the force is compression, no problem. But not all axial forces are compression. That is not usable. All the tensile forces or tensile stress will be carried on with the concrete high on tension, and concrete is very high in compression. So therefore, it's doable. Source concrete. Now, let's talk about compatibility of concrete and steel. Why reinforced concrete is the number one material in our structures today. Everywhere you go, there is always reinforced concrete. Big structure. But if you go to the substructure, more or less, it is always reinforced concrete, like your footing, your piles, anything in the substructure, more or less, is a reinforced concrete. So, uh, one disadvantage of the other. So tensile is disadvantage of concrete, but it is an advantage of steel. So therefore, they compensate each other, no? So dapat di ay partner ang advantage o disadvantage. That's a joke class. Sa RC lang na siya, ano, so it's in real life, dili na. It's not true. It could be true, but not every time. 100 times of that of concrete. That's a big difference, right? So I think the tensile strength of concrete, I think it's FR, the modulus of rupture, and that is 100 times if you want to get the tensile strength of steel. So that's band together very well. So there is little chance of slippage between the two. Thus, they will act together as a unit. So why, if you see a reinforcement, maybe in your house, you construct something, and why you see, makita nimo nga na corrugation. It's not a plain bar. Because of the corrugation, pag pour sa concrete, mag-band gina siya na so much the more na corrugation. So it will uh, uh, eliminate slippage because of the corrugation steel bars. Number three, reinforcing bars are subject to corrosion. So this is the disadvantage of steel. Steel always subject to corrosion. But concrete, because na kay concrete, na imong bar embedded in concrete. So therefore, the steel now is protected by salt, by labi na kung doon sa dagat. So salty ang hangin. So dali magkurod by the wind. So reinforced concrete is a protection. That's why most of our port structures ang ang structural column piles and this port slab pavement is all concrete. So temperatures reaches in fires. So another disadvantage of steel is fire. So steel is weak in fire. So if the steel will be subjected to extreme heat, then it will melt. Or maybe if the heat is not heat enough, it will deform. But the concrete will protect the steel from fire also. So including the reinforcing steel in concrete produces a high fire rating. So that's why reinforced concrete has a shootings and more reinforcement. Kaya wagin mo sa VIP hotel. Now, they are trying to open sooner because they already renovated. So that's one of the great example of fire ratings for the reinforced concrete. And then finally, concrete and steel work together in temperature and resisting temperature. Thermal expansion for steel, it's almost the same with the concrete. So that means if their are not that big, so the cold or low temperature, it will contract. Virtually, it will expand. So properties of reinforced concrete. So we know that may prime na hindi lang makita ang prime. A prime of C. We know that in our materials testing. So and we are in the Philippines and we use American code. But have you noticed we are using an SI or European unit system, SI International. That's why it's very difficult for us instructor ang TXI. That is very difficult. And the formulas are not the same. So, but you're familiar with the cylinder, but in the other side of the world, they use the a cube. So if you go to the other side, the European, even in the Middle East, and all countries invaded by British, like Malaysia, Singapore, I think Macau. So those countries use also cube. So it is a 200 cube mm. So again, is a unit. British, European uses a system international, SI. While Americans use this English system. It's difficult, right? Pag ma-instructor na mo, then you see about how difficult English. Ang atong unit is I. Tama na yun. So, one of the properties of concrete that we need to understand is the stress strain diagram. The stress-strain relationship. So the first curve here is the compressive strength A prime of C 1. So that is stands for 1 KSI or 1,000 PSI. So therefore, ang 6 KSI is 6,000 PSI. Okay? So, if you can see, even though the concrete has a different compressive strength, which is even this chord is 6 times larger than the chord 1. 6 times larger than chord 1. Or the compressive strength A prime of C 1 KSI. That's a they all reach to the peak at 0.00 strain at the strain of 0.002. So if you can see the diagram, more or less the peak there. Not perfectly, but almost the same. And the rupture at 0.003. Or do you will, what do you mean by that? Another term is the crush, no? Crushing. They will crush at 0.003, more or less. Of course, it's not perfectly the same, but more or less they all fall down there. So that's why don't be surprised sa atong subject when we go to the stress strain diagram, our strain epsilon of the concrete at ultimate or crushing is fixed to 0.003. Every time, all computation will always be the value of our strain of concrete is 0.003. There's a meaning of that, and this is the explanation, this chord. And then the static section modulus of elasticity, so that is ES, not ES, it's EC, the modulus of elasticity of concrete. ES is for the steel, and we use this formula 4700 A prime of C. So that is for the static, like solving the in our subject more on static modulus of elasticity. So we'll be using 4700 for our computation, unless otherwise the problem give you the formula other than this 4700 square root of A prime of C. And then we have also the dynamic modulus of elasticity. So generally, it is between the range of 20 to 40%, 0.2 to 0.4 of EC, the static, more or less. And this is used if we are modeling or designing the structure, considering the seismic forces or earthquake force. Okay, and then another important property of concrete is the Poisson's ratio. So the Poisson's ratio, remember in our test, so you get this cylinder, and you subjected it to compressive force P. So what will happen? The concrete will bulge first, right? So dili lang mo bulge ang concrete, mo shorten pa siya. So there's a shortening of the concrete. And at the same time, there is a lateral expansion due to the action of the compressive force. So the ratio of that lateral expansion, this one, the lateral expansion, to the longitudinal shortening, longitudinal that is parallel to the axis of the cylinder, so this one, the longitudinal shortening, will be called the Poisson's ratio. So sometimes if we are in CDO, we're just using a normal concrete. So we don't usually care about this Poisson's ratio. But if you work in the international community, like even in Middle East, so they are using a very high strength concrete. So my company, when I work in Hyder Consulting before, Hyder Consulting is the supervision consultant of Burj Khalifa. So we are the king in the site when Burj Khalifa was constructed. And we use megapascal. Not, so yes, because the grade A is 20 megapascal, right? Grade A, 20.7 megapascal, that is 3,000 psi. But we use as much as 80 to 100 megapascal compressive strength. That's very high. Then Poisson's ratio there is very important because in the model, if you use even all softwares like ETABS, um, STAAD, Robot, Midas, all these softwares, they will ask you to input the Poisson's ratio. So uh, so it varies from 21, average 0.61. So that's a big difference, right? That's a big difference. So 21%, 16%, 11%, that's a big difference. If you have 1 million in the bank, multiply it with 21%. That's a big difference, right? So, and then another term is shrinkage. So, as the concrete begins to set, so after you pour, so the concrete begins to dry. and it will undergo the process of hydration. So that means there's a loss of water. So that's why there's a uh, extra mixing water, so that when the hydration will be completed and you cured, then you will not be getting honeycombs and all this. Uh, we call this in the site problematic concrete, because it will create a lot of problem. So, and also shrinkage also is dependent on exposure. So that's why usually we design mixture based on night pouring. Okay? So kay pag init kayo, buhos ka adlaw, so mas dako ang ma-extract na water. So baka magkaroon ka ng honeycomb. So kaya bugnaw para dili kay sa mo ang iyang hydration niya ah dili wala sa init nga environment. So that's why usually sa site we pour on the afternoon. So starting pag naog sa adlaw, magsugod kag buhos, and usually we end up on the uh, adlaw na or maybe magbuntag. But usually we plan to stop before the sun simply supported and you subject it to the load P. So it will deflect. Okay, and then remove the peel, gina siya originally mo balik sa 180 degrees. So initially 180 degrees ang position, perfectly horizontal. Okay. So next is the ESTM designation for steel bars. So if you go to if you use the software, then this is what you will be experiencing or encountering. You choose which grade of steel you are using. So A grade A615 ESTM, A615. So it's for use highly in the United States. So for high strength steel in United States because we can produce the best material. And then this is the A706. So it is a deformed and plain. So you can choose, but we use a deformed. And this is usually we use A706 and A996. So you have a train, a rail truck. And this is usually what we are using in reinforced concrete. And usually we use 60,000 psi, and manufacturer put for 20 megapascal. Even though the equivalent of 60,000 psi or 60 psi is 414 megapascal. Because in the test, they don't provide only 60,000 psi, they provide more.
para safe. Biruin mo, pag-deliver sa site, magkuha og sample ang inspector, ang civil engineer, magkuha og sample, and then subject submit sa lab for testing. And then ang bakal, gigamit na. Tapos sometimes, because sometimes sa project miscommunication, nabusan na. And then ang sample, wala pa. Wala pa yung result. Ang pag-abot sa result kay less than 60,000 man. So, unsay mo yung buhaton na. So, ihak lugar nimo ang buong slab, ang buong floor. So, manufacturer has to make sure that what they are giving is more than 60,000 PSI. That's why they put 420. Pero sa atong klase, we don't use 420. We use this one. So, this is what we use. So, if I say use grade 60, so if I said use grade 60 concrete, so meaning to say that is a 60,000 KSI concrete, and the equivalent of that is 414. Therefore, this is now your FY, the yield strength of steel. So you have these identifying marks in the site. This is you must know how to read reinforcement to be delivered on the site. So H there is the symbol, and the 11. So this is English. So sa English, they don't say 12 mm, 20 mm. No, they said number 11. That's why I told you it's not easy to teach this subject, because you need to effort. There's an additional extra effort. So additional na extra. Use. Then it so happen if you're in the site came from a manufacturer that uses the English standard of units, so you must know that. Anyway, later on we have a table for this. And then uh, uh, the number 11 is 36 mm. Okay, S stands for the type of steel. So naarata diri sa A706. So dapat W. And 60 here stands for 60 KSI. That is the grade. So if you said again, if I said 60, grade 60, that is 60 KSI. And the equivalent of that is this 4. That is 414 megapascal. So the same for different size type. So again, as area other like wood or plastic. So, like any other material, concrete expands for increasing temperature. That means going to be hot, going to be warm, from warm to hot and to extreme heat. And then you come to the point na nag-nosebleed ka na because too much heat. But it will contract if the temperature is decreasing. Kaya paabot mo sa Baguio, is mag-chill ka, nag-contract ka na. So, you have this coefficient of thermal expansion, and we don't use that one. That's in this. So we use degrees Celsius. And then one of the most important thing that affect the the strength of concrete is the water cement ratio. So kini siya suki gini yung water cement ratio. Gawas ni sa board exam. Suki gini siya. When I took my license exam sa Qatar, dahil gini mo walang water cement ratio. So, water cement ratio. And water cement ratio affects also your hydration. So if your water cement ratio is less than the required, maghanik ko bang imong kuan, dili mag-pest, dili mag-ban properly. So usually water cement ratio standard is 0.5. Normal concrete ranges 0.4 to 0.6. Other countries, they fix it to 0.5. Mahirap yan eh, 0.4 to 0.6. It's very hard to quantify, you know. So remember, perting week pag gay nga, way nungdan. Tapos, nagmasa naman ka, ugar sad kayo. So, gamay ra sa king tubig. Kaya ang imong concrete, fix ba ang imong cement. Usually, ang cement na to, palit 40 kg, automatic. Gamay ra sa imong tubig, dahol kayo siya. Pagbuhos mo, pag-ugan niya, gipupog nimo bungkag. So there should be enough water cement ratio para ma-attain nimo ang A prime of C 28 A prime of C at 28 days. Okay, so that ends our discussion. I will save this one. Okay. So don't worry, everything we discuss will be posted in our Google and this one, and then I thought maybe we can have a little bit of, we still have 30 minutes. So anyway, as we move progress, makita na to, okay na tong progress. So dili nga ni permi.
Napa man tayo 30 minutes. Do you have any question? Say yes or no. Para mabawa na ko nga napa mo diya. Kaya mag-istorya class, naka-picture eh. Na question, yes or no? None, sir. Thank you. At least, bawan na ko, buhay pa mo ha. Okay, so proceed ta. Yung kamot ta ni class, mamugas ta kayo. Naram sa kusbalay, so. Kamo, narasad mo sa balay siguro, ha? Ano problema? Sampag maabtan tag alas 2 ni, naraman mo sa balay. Di kaya class, alaw na pa'y section S. And then 3 to 5 section. So, tulo mo ka. Okay. Proceeding. Proceed ta. Reinforce. So, start with topic number 2, singly reinforced concrete. Ay, nako na. Nasa ni ko. Dili. Luma nga PowerPoint. So, okay, so we start with the sorry. Singly reinforced beam. So we know reinforced concrete beams are primarily subjected to flexure and axial. So we already discussed that. Subject to moment, to shear, and to axial force. So, man lisod ang structural engineering class, tuluro mo na. We are just dealing with the three forces of nature: moment, shear, axial. And usually for beam, axial forces negligible. Okay? Kay if axial force is not negligible, so di na beam, column na na. So, a properly designed reinforced concrete beam should be able to undergo large noticeable deformations prior to failure. So this is the heart of ECI code, that the reinforced beam will be able to undergo large and noticeable deformation. So ECI code now is very serious with this, in such a way that crushing failure is not an option. You will understand what I said later on as we go on with our computation. You will understand that. As of now, just swallow what I say, and I can digest it later on. So why ECI code? Of course, we are using ECI code in ECP. Our code in the Philippines is just a copy from ECI 318M14. So this is the equivalent. The version 14 of ECI and the SI version 2, NIM dia. We call it metric, but still the same, still SI. Because they don't like the idea that they are forced by the European to provide another document of ECI that is also SI unit, because they are contented with English. So English is without M. So why ECI is very serious? Because of to provide ample warning to occupants about the risk of potential failure. So, so if you have a beam and you're subject to a high so the failure that the ECI wants you to design should be reinforced nagmayo sub sibat naka and first if initial force so initial loading your stress diagram looks like this looks like a straight diagram triangular diagram for initial loading the strain will always straight so strain diagram always is straight line because that is based on the test that we have discussed before. So not only they will crush to 0.003, but the diagram relationship is a straight line. Of course, it's not perfectly straight. Nothing is perfectly straight in this world. A little bit of gamay lang, abawag nga, di mo makita. Look straight, but nothing perfect. And then, again, you increase the load. So increase the load. Then your stress diagram looks like this. So it begins to form a curve. Until you reach to the ultimate load. Then the concrete now reaches to its more or less the final shape, the realistic shape. And RC, our subject is under this stage. We design the beam and the ultimate load. So that's why they have the ultimate moment MU and ultimate axial force BU and the ultimate shear force BU. So we don't uh, design the beam on these stages. We design the beam on this ultimate load. So therefore, our stress diagram will reach to its plastic shape or plastic concrete. So we'll reach to its ultimate shape, the stress in the concrete. So from our discussion, there is from that realistic shape of the curve. So scholars, so the doctor scholar till the chord P3. So in reality, more or less, from the neutral axis of the cross section of the reinforced concrete beam, so this is the neutral axis. The stress diagram looks like this with the compression or compressive force at the centroid of the stress diagram, which is a chord. And you have the MD, the stress, right? So you got ESFY when the strain of steel uh, equal or greater than the yield strain of steel. We'll go there. We'll see what does that means. So so therefore you have C now is the F above K1 K3 CBK. Mo man na imong section, mo na imong B. Okay, so siya mag-full. Okay, so maaga na mga class. So again, equilibrium condition. Got that one. But this kind of stress diagram is very hard. There's so much work here, and I think you need to get a test in order to get the variable. So now, Whitney, Dr. Whitney, proposes in his dissertation the Whitney rectangular stress block. That instead of this, so ayun na kay lisod ka na isolve dili na ta. So this is called the Whitney rectangular stress block in such a way that the curve stress diagram will be converted into a rectangular stress diagram. So the depth of the rectangular stress block or the rectangular stress diagram will be represented by the variable A. And because we need also to get the neutral or condition, then the relationship between A and C is with the product beta 1. So A now is equals to beta 1 times C. Ang beta 1, masolve na to na ICI provision. And then now, itong A prime of C nga average converted into 85%. So Whitney successfully demonstrated that conversion from curve to rectangle from the test that indeed 0.85% is it's not just acceptable, but it is really the real thing. So that's why ever since Whitney introduces this method until now, for how many decades now, still uh, we are using this one. Even the European use the Whitney rectangular stress block, but in a slight uh, value. Otherwise, British will not be British if Americans and British are exactly the same, and they are not the same. Even the way they talk, you know who is the British and who is the Americans. So they are not really exactly the same. So now this is now our governing stress diagram. So all throughout our life in this course, we'll be dealing with this. This is how what we are dealing with the Whitney rectangular stress block. Forget about the real or the realistic stress block. And everything you do, you have to go back to this diagram. And we have the variable here. B is the width of the beam. H is the total depth. And D is the effective depth. This one, effective depth. C is the distance of, or we call it the location of the neutral axis, taken from the extreme fiber, compression fiber to the neutral axis. And we have A, the depth of the rectangular stress block. 0.85 A prime of C is the stress of the rectangular stress block, or we call it the stress of the Whitney rectangular block. So you can do that, you can say that also. So since it is rectangular, so there's no problem solving for the location of your compressive force. So that is just half of the depth of the A. And
Uh, for condition of equilibrium, C should always be equal. So for equilibrium condition, C is always equal. So therefore, because of the action of the couple, so since, remember in your statics, parallel forces are acting other, that couple now is your nominal moment. That is your moment strength uh, of the concrete, reinforced concrete. So this is now our basis of design. And that nominal, since we are designing the beam in its ultimate condition, so therefore we use the ultimate load combination. So the ultimate ULS, ultimate load combination, or ultimate limit state. So the load combination for dead load and live load is that MU is equal to 1.2 M dead load plus 1.6 M live load. Okay?
So nominal having tension reinforcement only. Take note. Only tension reinforcement. So we call it, if the beam has only tension reinforcement, that means it is a singly reinforced beam. Okay. So for computational nominal flexural strength, according to ECI code, ECI 22.2, so ECI said the strength of members shall be based on satisfying applicable conditions of equilibrium and compatibility of strains. So this is not hard to remember. There are only two conditions in our reinforced concrete computation, and then the equilibrium condition should be satisfied, and then the compatibility condition, compatibility. That's it. Balik-balik na. No matter what is the form of the equation, it will always go back to that. By equilibrium and compatibility, you can derive any kind of formula, any, and it always this is the source of derivation. So that's why uh, uh, in reinforcement we don't memorize formula. Hope you understand. It will just take you 1 minute. It will not lose your time in the exam. Rather than memorizing the formula, it eats your time to memorize, and then when you take the exam, you forgot the formula, and then you are stuck there. So don't memorize formula. You derive formulas. RC during my undergrad when I was a student. So memorize it. We have to derive, but if you can see, if you're familiar with it will take you 1 minute, 2 minutes, taas na kayo mag-derive formula eh. And then, kung sige kag solve, usulod naman na sa imong utok ang formula. Ang problema, nag-derive ka, nag-memorize ka, kaya mo ka mag-study. So, ang by the way, this course, you cannot get it by just watching it teach you. You cannot get it. And this course, you cannot get it by just reading your PowerPoint. Reading. No, you cannot get it. The only way to pass this course is you have to solve. Mangamot ka. Dili pwede kini nga course mo. Pasar ka kay basura mong giawiran or games lang mong giawiran o imong girlfriend lang, imong boyfriend lang mong giawiran pirmi cannot pass this course. Remember, ang RC mo ni pinakabugat sa ato. So I hope you understand that. To face at least in a way train you. Don't rely on that laboratory. So, mga sir, sir, may nang ko sa math, sa math, wala may math ani. This is not calculus. The mathematics class ani. Because sir, sir, nalibog ko, then solve my example. Start there. May wala na akong magawa sa boy. Solve na ako ng example ni Sir B. Naano mo na. But you have to do something. You cannot just watch this, and then go to the exam and hoping that you can copy to your classmate. I think that will not happen because I will be the one to watch you in the exam. Wala na tayo proctor ani sa ako. Proctor. Exam ta. Ako ang magbantay ninyo. Di mo kakapangupya. So why I do this? Because I want you to learn. What's the point? Magtudlo lugar ko, di ta mo i-guide sa sakto. It's my job to make sure na dili lang kamot sa inyong girlfriend yung hawiran. Kung dili, panang ballpen ninyo calculator para sa subject. To solve it. So, sir, libog mo kayo sa imong lecture. O, solve akong example. Solve na. Tudlod lagi na. O lang sa ako. When I took my master sa UP, bilang itong mga instructor, mura manigdili man mga profesor sa UP, magkatudluan, magwara-wara lang diya, binuang lang, derive, mga ni class ana, magkatudluan sa UP. And then, assignment, exam, lisod, pagiging exam na, taas pagigay, kung saan ni mga maestro nga, don't you know nga, mas lisod mo graduate sa UP kaysa Amerika? So, kung saan may buhato na, mo ko tuloy saan pag-solve ani? Na mga advanced math, finite element, mga continuum mechanics, kung saan may mga advanced kayo. So, akong gimo, na textbook, solve na akong example sa textbook. Amo ni gikuha. And then I learn. Pag-abot sa exam, hilom-hilom lang ko. So, kaluyan gyapon, nakalusot. So, class, mauna, that's how you do. Ayaw ina nga, sir, wag mo kasabot. Solve it. Magkamot gid ka, mangamot ka. Pumuto ka sa akong technique. Proven man niya akong technique. Kaya mao man niya akong pagi. Graduate ko sa UP. Kaya di man ko tudluan. Di man katudluan sa UP nga na. RCB, mana, this example, no, wala nga na sa UP. Ambot lang sa undergrad sa UP. Pero sa masteral, wala yung unana. So, mangkamot ka. Munang first batch, abot mi 40. Next sem, 15 na lang mi. Tanto nag-graduate, duwara. Tala eh. So, mga class, kung mamina mo sa technique, listen to the person. Listen to me because I'm the one who can advise you very well. So, inyong buhaton, kung nalibog mo, sulban na akong example.
Pag man yung mag-subsample na ako, sabtan ako gamay da, substance na. Hinahinay tag adto sa other material, di ba? And then, pag kay lab, basta lega to lang. How class to, dili na ako habit mamagsak. Pero kung di ka maning kamot na RC money, sorry lang idaan ha. Bagsakig ka. Tanaw na ko nga, mura man ka og dili estudyante. Mura man dili third year college sa civil. Mura man wala man gihimo siguro. Sige na lang. Uyab-uyab. Sige na lang og games. Wala gid. Sorry lang. And then strain. So concrete always 0.003. Okay? And then the tensile strength of concrete is neglected. Tensile strength of concrete is neglected. So those are the ECI code. Also, it is an assumption. And stress strain relationship is always elastic, perfectly plastic is that you have a stress strain relationship of concrete. So if you notice, this curve is concrete, this one. And curve is steel. Okay? So if you notice the steel too, remember that concrete, regardless of 1 KSI, 2 KSI, remember sa previous, that it will reach to the strain of 0.002 at yield point. Okay? At the same time, at the same location. So at FY, still reach peak, will peak. That means after the peak will go down, right? So ang curve, pag mag-peak siya, then the next point will be going down. So that's an assumption. So why perfectly elastic at a strain of 0.002, the concrete is still elastic until reaches to a rupture point that at 0.003, the rupture point or the crushing, because the concrete at that point will crush. So mabungkag na, ma-destroy na ang concrete. That's what mean by perfectly elastic plastic relationship, this one. Elastic, perfectly plastic relationship. While the plastic, if you can see the curve, the steel now is reaches to a perfectly plastic. So this is plastic. So what do you mean by steel reaches to the yield strength? The strain will still increase. The reinforcing steel will still increases, even reaches to 0.009, while stress is fixed to Fy. That's why in our calculation, even though the strain of steel reaches sometimes 0.005, but our Fy is fixed to 414 for grade 60 SI, or sometimes, but usually this is the one we are using. That is meant perfectly plastic because the actual
stress strain diagram of steel, well, first it will undergo elastic. So elastic, that means a straight line. That is where you can use the Young's modulus, and then it will reach to sinamok ko niya akong mouse, mouse sa pen, and then mo ana pa na siya mo curve, and then mo ana pa na siya strain hardening. So this is a plastic curve, and then this is a strain hardening. So in concrete, we don't model the realistic curve behavior of steel. We model the steel as perfectly plastic. That's why we eliminate that part. So we just make it from to yield strength generally perfectly flat. Assumption enforce concrete. Assumption, if you don't model, then it's very concrete because you still have to consider the strain hardening. Okay. So now that at least we proper computation, at least we know why it is like this. Sometimes it's very hard to tell a child na you do this, you do that. You know, bell, do this, do that. So first I try to tell you why, and then later on I will teach you how. So that is the computation part of that. So we know that. So this block to the neutral axis C. Then we have the formula for beta 1. By the way, so sa as inisip product siya. So what's out careful If I were you, make sure nga naabot mo ECI 318M, that's minus dere Yeah, minus there. Dere product. So meaning say, pero sa first printing manguni, ang first printing sa NECP, downloadable. Sa second printing, go to Shopee. Because you cannot download sa second printing. Okay, so what? Careful aning first printing Careful. Okay, so I think we have no time to solve for the first example. Hopefully Friday, mauman na to. I think we have 6 examples. So naka-compute naman na. It looks like this. Naka-compute. So sa Friday, kung sa mga oras, tumuna na itong first example. Mag-stop sa tadiri kay wala na tayo time. I need to break also other section, other class.
Okay, so Friday, unsay oras sa inyo sa Friday? Let me see. Friday, ano naman, no? Happy child, punta. Ha? Mano na first placer. So, kung sa klase sa BN5, ito, kamot sa taron, ganun para ba wala yung klase. So, may na lang, bang baon ng exam, no? Pupulis, sa inyo nyo, check yung attendance, good so. Do you have any question?
None so far,
Okay.
No,
sir.
sir.
No, sir. Wala na, sir.
Okay, salamat. Kaya belum ako din na mo tanag, gutom na mo. I know that. Okay. Let me check your attendance. So, medyo dulum-dulum na niya akong lambda. Okay. So, I will end my presentation.
Okay, nagitay absent, no? So, okay. Ay, sa mag-full screen ko. Ano lang siya? Ay, sorry. Napay 7 di makuha ba? Okay, so if I call your name, you click the raise hand. So, nakita, tama na kita sa picture karon. Pero pag mag-view ko, viewsan mo ha. So, say mag-online ko sa school. Pag naka-view ko, karon na mo ko sa balay. Mag-view ko mo ha. Okay, raise your hand. Pag di mag-raise hand, absent ha. Abaw. Abaw? Okay. Abusiho.